Okay, so uh, you're not going to believe this, but President-elect Trump wants to make America bigger again. Like really, really bigger.
Bigger how? Like infrastructure spending bigger or
I think way bigger, like adding whole countries bigger.
Mhm.
Greenland and Canada.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely bigger. But how? Like buy them, invade.
Well, that's what we're diving into today. We've got news articles, we've got political statements from, like, everyone's a lot. We got to figure out if this is a real plan or just, Trump being Trump. What do you think? You know this stuff way better than me.
Well, it's certainly a very capital gains kind of story, right? You've got this clash of global finance and politics, resources and power plays.
Exactly. And it all starts with Greenland. Remember back in 2019 when Trump wanted to buy it? And everyone was like, aha, that's crazy.
Right, Denmark basically laughed him off. But here's the thing. It's not a joke anymore.
Yeah, Trump Jr. was just in Greenland meeting with government officials.
And President-elect Trump is talking about tariffs on Denmark, even throwing around the idea of economic or military pressure.
So, like, forcing them to sell.
It's starting to sound that way, yeah.
But Greenland's prime minister, what's his name?
Newt Egeday.
Right, Ijid. He's made it clear that Greenland is not for sale. He even brought up how they fought for independence, like a warning,
Definitely. And Denmark is backing them up completely. Their prime minister, Mette Frederiksen, and even their king, Frederick X, both said Greenland is 100% part of their kingdom.
So it's like Trump versus an entire country plus Greenland?
And potentially Canada.
With Canada.
Seriously.
Yeah, Trump said Canada could be the 51st state, just casually dropped it in there.
Yeah, no way. What did Canada say about that?
Well, Prime Minister Trudeau basically said it'll happen when hell freezes over. And then there's Doug Ford.
The guy from Ontario?
Yeah, he joked that Canada should buy Alaska and Minnesota instead.
So Canadians aren't thrilled about the idea.
To say the least.
Okay, so this is wild, but WHY? What's Trump thinking? Is this actually about Greenland's resources like oil and minerals? It could be. There's speculation that Trump sees Greenland as this untapped economic gold mine, especially with those potential oil reserves.
Right, but getting all that stuff out of Greenland, wouldn't that cost a fortune?
Exactly. Building the infrastructure in such a harsh environment would be incredibly expensive. And then there's the environmental impact.
Oh, right. Drilling for oil and mining would be a disaster for Greenland, couldn't it?
There are major concerns about that. So the question is, are the economic benefits worth the cost and the risk?
And could this be more about geopolitics, like getting a strategic foothold in the Arctic?
That's definitely another possibility. Controlling Greenland would give the U.S. a huge advantage in the Arctic region, especially with Russia and China becoming increasingly active there.
So maybe it's both economics and strategy. Okay, but what about Canada? Seriously, how would taking over Canada even work?
It wouldn't be easy or pretty. Economically, it would be a nightmare.
Because the U.S. and Canada are like best friends economically, right?
More like joined at the hip. They have massive trade agreements. Their supply chains are totally intertwined. It's a delicate balance.
So messing with that would be like a global economic earthquake.
Exactly. It would send shockwaves through both countries and probably the entire world. And then there's the political fallout.
And other countries wouldn't just stand by and watch, would they?
Definitely not. France already called it an attack on the EU, and Germany warned that it would violate international law. This isn't just about the U.S. and Canada. It affects everyone.
So where does this leave us? What do you think? Is Trump really going to try to take over Greenland and Canada? Or is this all just a bluff?
It's hard to say for sure, but one thing's clear, that Trump's foreign policy is anything but predictable. And whatever happens next, it's going to have huge implications for the global balance of power.
Well, that's a lot to think about. Thanks for breaking all this down. I really appreciate it.
Of course, anytime.
And that's our deep dive for today. It's a crazy world out there, folks. And it looks like it's about to get even crazier.